The Emperor of Rome was betrayed by his closest friend, and what he wrote that night changed everything I thought I knew about friendship. You trusted them. You shared your secrets, your vulnerabilities, your dreams. And then they stabbed you in the back. Maybe they spread rumors about you. Maybe they turned others against you. Maybe they just disappeared when you needed them most. Right now, you're probably thinking, how could they do this to me? But here's what's really eating you alive. It's not just the betrayal itself. It's that voice in your head asking, was I stupid to trust them? Will this happen again? Can I ever trust anyone? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world 1,800 years ago, faced the exact same thing. And what he discovered about betrayal will completely change how you see this situation. But before I reveal the one principle that allowed Marcus to not just survive betrayal, but become stronger because of it, you need to understand something shocking about human nature that most people never realize. Picture this. Marcus Aurelius sits in his military tent on the freezing Danube frontier. He's fighting a brutal war. He's exhausted. And then he receives the news that shatters him. Avidius Cassius, one of his most trusted generals, a man he considered a friend, has declared himself emperor. Cassius has turned half the Roman Empire against Marcus. The betrayal is complete. Now, Marcus could have done what you and I want to do when betrayed. Rage, seek revenge, destroy the traitor. He had the power to do it, but instead, he picked up his journal and wrote something that sounds almost weak at first. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Wait, what? The emperor just accepts that people will hurt him? I know what you're thinking. So I should just let people walk all over me? Accept betrayal as normal? No, that's not what Marcus is saying at all. And this is where it gets interesting. Think about your social media feed right now. Someone you thought was your friend just posted a story that subtly throws shade at you. Or worse, you found out they've been talking about you in a group chat. Or maybe they chose someone else over you for something important, and they didn't even have the courage to tell you directly. It's the same betrayal Marcus faced, just with different technology. The wound feels the same. Whisper, the questions in your head at 3 a.m. are identical. Why me? What did I do wrong? But here's what Marcus understood that we've forgotten in our age of Instagram friendships and performative loyalty. Marcus wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Sounds simple, almost too simple. But let me show you what he really meant, because this one line contains a 3-step framework that will completely transform how you deal with betrayal. Principle 1. They revealed themselves, not you. Marcus writes, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." When your friend betrayed you, they didn't expose your weakness. They exposed their character. You didn't fail at being a friend. They failed at being human. You offered trust, which is courageous. They chose betrayal, which is cowardice. This isn't just philosophy, it's liberation. You're walking around carrying shame that isn't yours. Put it down. Principle 2. Your response defines you. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Here's the plot twist nobody talks about. Your friend's betrayal already happened. It's done. Finished. But your response? That's happening right now. And that response is the only thing that will determine whether this betrayal destroys you or builds you. Marcus faced conspiracies, assassination attempts, and friends who smiled to his face while plotting behind his back. You know what killed most emperors? Not the betrayals themselves, but how they responded to them. Paranoia, bitterness, revenge spirals. Marcus refused. He wrote, "The best way to avenge yourself is not to be like the wrongdoer." Principle 3. Betrayal is a filter, not a failure. And here's the principle that changed everything for me personally. Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs? What if this betrayal isn't happening to you, but for you? What if this person leaving your life is actually a gift? Because now you know, now you have clarity, now you can invest your trust, your time, your emotional energy in people who actually deserve it. Marcus understood something profound. Not everyone deserves access to you, and sometimes the universe has to forcibly remove people from your life because you're too loyal to do it yourself. Here's what will blow your mind. When Avidius Cassius was eventually killed by his own men, Marcus Aurelius asked the Senate to spare Cassius's family. He didn't want revenge. He wrote to his wife, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." Wait, that sounds familiar, right? Because Marcus influenced early Christian philosophy. The same man who faced betrayal chose forgiveness not because he was weak, but because he understood something we've forgotten. Carrying hatred is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But here's the real twist. Marcus didn't forgive for his betrayer's sake. He forgave for his own sake, because he knew that bitterness would turn him into exactly what he despised, and he refused to let his betrayer have that power over him. So what do you do right now with your situation? Step 1. Stop replaying the betrayal in your mind. Marcus said, confine yourself to the present. Every time you replay it, you re-wound yourself. Step 2. Ask yourself Marcus's question. Does what happened keep you from acting with justice, generosity, self-control, sanity, prudence? If not, then move forward. If yes, then fix that, not them. Step 3. Decide who you want to be on the other side of this. Not reactive, not bitter, not closed off, but wiser, more discerning, stronger. Marcus wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your betrayal is your curriculum. This pain is teaching you discernment. This loss is making space for better people. This ending is your new beginning. Here's what Marcus Aurelius understood that took me years to learn. You cannot control who betrays you, but you can control who you become because of it. The friends who betrayed you have already shown you who they are. Believe them, but don't let them determine who you are. Don't let their weakness make you cynical. Don't let their betrayal steal your ability to trust. Because here's the final truth Marcus knew. Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one. Be the friend you wish you had. Not for them, for you, for your future, for the people who actually deserve you. Marcus Aurelius died knowing he'd been betrayed 100 times, but he also died knowing he'd never betrayed himself. And at the end of your life, that's the only thing that will matter.
the emperor's lesson isn't about them. It never was. It's about who you choose to be when no one is watching. If this video helped you see betrayal differently, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And remember, the best way to avenge yourself is to not be like the wrongdoer.